Riverside, California. What a cool place. I'm excited to be here today. I hope you're all doing well out there. Welcome to Assetto Corsa for what should hopefully be a fun race. Oh, we already got cars hitting the wall. It is live, so you never know. You never know what you're going to see out here. But I'm really excited to do some racing. I hope everybody's doing well. And welcome to just a fun race. I'm hoping to do a lot of this year. Just fun races in different sims with different folks. And this one popped up, and I have to admit that, the engines are so loud. I have to admit, when I signed up for it, I was like, that'll be fun. I love Riverside. This is the new, most of them are the new set of cars for Assetto Corsa from a THR from Baza & Co. that I took a look at a little while back. And I thought that'd be fun, and I knew it was going to be fun. But then I started practicing, and it's just so much fun. I did a full race stint last night to practice, and I was getting towards the end of it, and I'm just having fun sliding the car around, and I'm really, really looking forward to this today. This is a fun race, a one-off event with the SROL, SROL Sim Racing Online folks. Nice enough to have me along to do a race 200 miles around the Great Riverside International Raceway, something we can only recreate in Sims these days because the track is gone, unfortunately. But we're sitting here at practice. There is, like usual with this stuff, there's a little while to go till the race actually starts. So if you're looking to tune in when the actual green flag drops, it's going to be about 90 minutes from now, an hour and a half. We have a little less than an hour left of practice, about 48 minutes, and then we're going to jump into a 30-minute qualifying session. All the cars on the track at the same time. There's going to be 40 of us here today, or they're about 40 cars all on the track at the same time, doing a qualifying session, and then 30 minutes, and from there we'll jump straight into the race. 61 laps around the track. And what will I be driving today? Well, let's take a quick peek. Oh, we're going onto the world. If I can get my keyboard sorted. Here we go. Fly through the barriers. The Shelby Daytona. Looking a little blurry with the camera settings as they are right now. But this was this was Shelby's attempt at like streamlining the Cobra that we all know and love for better running around some of the higher speed tracks. Aerodynamics, obviously, with the open cockpit Cobra are not great. So this was the attempt at streamlining things, making it more aerodynamic, and it definitely is. It's a heavy car. It's a very heavy car. It has a ton of power, though, and so it's quite fast in a straight line. One of the fastest cars in a straight line, especially if we had even a longer straight than we had here. But around the corners, it is definitely just a big lump. And so today's race is actually split into 3 classes. You can see some of the other cars we have out here. Here's the Bizzarini. Try not to move the camera too quick. There's the Bizzarini, of course. We've got, this is one of the closed cockpit Cobras that we've got. What do we got? A Porsche up here. Is that the 904? Little Porsche. We've got, here's a Jag. Good looking car. And up here, a Corvette. So the whole race is split over 3 different classes. I'm in the middle class. Here's a Mark 1, I think, GT40. That's going to be in the top class. And so I probably won't win or have a chance to win outright. We've also got some really good drivers in here today that are going to be really tough to beat. But we got some Mark II GT40s, which are definitely the class of the field. I think that's Phil Baldwin flying by in the Ken Miles looking GT40 there. We've got, here's the Maserati. Listen to this. The sounds are so good in this mod. Yeah, they all look good, they all sound good, and it's just a treat. It is a treat to drive and do this. So really, really looking forward to this. Out of the 40 cars or so, I don't think we've all been on track at the same time, of course, but I feel like I have a good shot of finishing in the top half as long as nothing terrible happens. But My big issue with this car is going to be tire wear today. Not all the cars have tire wear, and in fact, a lot of the cars, they're going to be able to go the full race without a pit stop. I technically could make a full race without a pit stop. Whoa, there goes the XJ13 Jaguar. I could go the full race without a pit stop on fuel. No problem. I don't even need to fill the tank all the way. But the tires, man, they give up real bad, and I can make it. I did it yesterday. I did a full 61 lap stint on the same tires, but the last definitely 10 laps I was sliding around. We got a 906 as well. I think that's Coin in that car. Yeah, Jimmy Broadbent's in this one. I think he's in the Mark 1 or Mark 2. I can't remember. Probably won't be racing him just to he's in a faster class, but maybe we'll see him at some point. Yeah, I got to keep the tires on the thing, and I think I'm going to be making a pit stop. But I really would like to not make a pit stop. The good news is, because I'd only have to stop for tires, the pit stop I think could be about 10 seconds. Slow pit stop, or a quick pit stop, 10 seconds. Got the NASCAR pit crew out here. And that's a driver just descend from the sky. 10-second pit stop, and there's no pit speed limit. I know everybody will be happy to hear that. No pit speed limit. So it can be a truly quick pit stop. So I think that's going to be the strategy, is to drive until the tires start to wear out, pit for tires, and then keep going. But we'll have to see. I don't know if there's a broadcast stream today. Stephen Bailey was thinking of doing one. I'm not sure if he's going to be. But I know Jimmy Broadbent was streaming his point of view as well, and there's a bunch of other folks streaming and stuff. So go watch all. I'll put them side by side. I don't know. It should be a really fun race. Lots of different folks taking part in this. All right, but we've got 43 minutes left to practice. I'm going to go out and do a couple quick laps of practice. We'll load my setup here, and I'll get you guys set up on the cam view for everything. All right. So this car is very fun to drive, but it is so slick and slidey. And the more I slide, obviously, the more I wear out the tires, and I want to avoid doing that. So need to really not slide the car, but it is fun as heck to slide. Just listen to this thing too. It sounds really good. This mod is so much fun. I put a link in the description for the mod. We'll jump out of the pits. No collisions in the pits, so we can kind of run through each other. I got on the race setup right now, though, so full fuel. And see if I can do a couple quick laps here, just to get a feel for the car and make sure it sounds good. I don't want to practice for the full 45 minutes because I'm just going to get tired before we really get into things. We'll come through the S's. If you haven't seen Riverside before, you probably haven't watched a lot of my videos because I feel like I'm driving here more often than not, but it is such a good track, and it's one of these things where people, I don't know, folks always miss things that are gone, but I think Riverside being gone is truly a crime because it is like the perfect road course in the desert. We'll come over. This is the trickiest corner for me, or second trickiest corner. The next corner coming up is by far the hardest corner to go fast in. It's really tough, the entry here. We'll come over this rise, and then right at the foreboard, you got to kind of start turning in, get it down a gear, and you want to carry speed, but it also is like a closing radius corner. I'll blow the entry a little bit, but we can get on the throttle early. Just tip it on that curb there, slide it through. All right, get it up the gears, and onto the long straight. This is where this car shines. I can't quite keep up with like the GT40s and stuff here, but most of the other cars will be able to pass down the straight if we're close enough to do it. Come through the kink flat out. You just got to get the line right here. And then right before the 2 marker, get it down a gear, Get it into the final corner. The Maserati behind's closing up. Steven Lupson. Give it a little throttle to help it rotate. Understeering a lot with full fuel. There we go. Come out of the final corner. And across the line there. Such a good track. Very, very difficult in these cars because the line is actually quite narrow to carry a lot of speed. There's really only one line through this whole beginning section of the lap, especially. Whoa. Slide it in. That was a little hot there. We'll let Steven go by on the inside. I love the Maserati. That was my first choice in car, and unfortunately, it filled up so quick for the folks that signed up for this that I didn't get it. But I'm happy I got the Daytona. It's a cool car too. It's similar in driving characteristic, just a little heavier. Yeah, this version of Riverside is incredibly like. I look at photos of this track. Obviously, you guys are saying it too in the chat. Like, you can't scan this track, right? It was destroyed in 1989, I believe. But they just created the most accurate rendition I could imagine. All the bumps, everything just feels very believable. All the elevation transitions and things. It might as well be laser scanned. I don't think there's really a way to improve on this track. It's just so good. This kink is not trivial too. If I miss the turn in there, it's a little bit of a hope and a prayer to get the car to actually get through it. Want a really late apex here after the curbing on the inside. I was even a little bit early on it there. I saw a cool just for the historical aspect, but a cool photo of this track after they had the final NASCAR race. They actually ripped up all the pavement, and before they demolished everything, they actually had like a off-road truck race here. You see there's a photo right in this section of the trucks on the dirt going up the hill. I mean, it's like a wild thing to see. Kick it sideways just a little bit. Now this is what's easy and fun to do in this car, but is going to wear my tires out so fast if I do it during the race today. So I got to keep that to a necessary minimum. We'll come over the top of the hill a little fast there. I'm actually going to kick it into the dirt. Luckily, most of this track has dirt on the side, so you can get away with quite a lot. Do I think there's any flaw in Riverside? I don't like this corner. Just because it's hard. Maybe that makes it good too, because it's, you know, challenge is good, but I just never get the line right here. There's actually a slightly shorter layout of the circuit that cuts across and enters the oval right up here on the right, or enters the straight right up here on the right. And I kind of like that version because you skip that corner. What's the name of my shoes? They're Pumas. I don't remember the exact name of them. I talked about them. I don't know if I had said any more than Puma though, but I talked about them in the gear overview video I did recently. All right, let's see if we can catch up to Tim. Tim in front of me here has got the same car as I do. I think there's one more as well. Nick is out here today with the Daytona Coupe. So we got 3 of us. And as always, that's who I want to beat the most, is other folks driving the same car as me. The cars in this, I've said it already, but the cars in this all perform very different. There goes Tim real out wide. So it's really not like a straight up race between cars, but that is what makes this so fantastic, is cars are all different. You're going to have scenarios where I'll lose out a lot through this section because this car is so heavy, but then on the straight I'll gain it back, and it makes fantastic racing. Oh, a big lockup from the car in front. Yeah, a lot of folks say, you know, Sears Point, Sonoma, and this track are very similar. I know a lot of folks don't even realize that this was a different track. As crazy as that sounds, if you didn't know this was a track and you saw some photos of NASCAR racing here in the 80s, you might have thought that was Sears Point. I could see that. They're very similar tracks and characteristic. I do think the layout of this track is just a little more solid of a layout. I think there's too many S's at Sears Point. It could use a nice straight like this one has. Still a great track though. It's just, this has got the right layout in my opinion. All right, that's a 156.9. My fastest laps around here in this car were mid 154s, but that's with qualifying fuel and everything. Race pace, I'm hoping my race pace is in the 155s to be honest. So that was quite a slow lap. See if we can pick it up a little bit here. I'm gonna cut the track there. We got a little Lotus for catching in front, JPS livery and everything. Tim slides out wide here again. That must be his line. Gets him a lot on the exit though. See him pull away from me there as he was able to get on the accelerator sooner. Lotus gets out of the way with a directional. That's nice. I don't even think I have those mapped. Got a spin here off to the left. That's that Maserati. Oh, come on. Right out to the outside. Barely got that to turn in. Oh, Tim gets a little bit sideways there. So get on the straight, get around him. All right, we're sitting 11th right now on the time, and I was able to kind of change the configuration on that dashboard there to show us the numbers of most of the cars. So hopefully that helps tell who's who. I'm not sure we actually have classes in the game today, so it's just going to be overall results, and we'll have to look after the race to see who won, you know, a specific class. All right, I'm going to practice a pit stop here. Although I've got a lot more fuel than I think I'll have when we come into the pits, but the tricky thing, for some reason my pit stall is like the very first one on pit road, so it's actually really difficult for me. Just dance it through the S's. Yeah, I guess I don't have my hat on today. It's fine. It's not glued to my head. Some people think that's the only thing I ever wear. I usually just put it on for the streams and stuff. Although I wear it sometimes, but. All right, this is actually a decent lap, so I'm gonna stick in this one. I'll go around again before I pit. Just a 4-speed, and we don't use first gear, so it might as well be a 3-speed car today. And I kind of like it for that. I'm not always shifting, you know. It's just a couple shifts per lap. We'll get it down into 3rd gear. Really long gears, and this car has a ton of torque, so you can get a lot out of the low RPMs. Yeah, we'll just coast it in 3rd through here. A little tight on the whole line. dip a tire off. I wish that hooked the car a little bit more. It doesn't really. All right, 156 flat. That's still not that great, but I'm full fuel right now, so that is the penalty of starting with full fuel, is that the car is quite slow for the first dozen laps or so, but it takes a long time to get fuel in the pit lane, so I think the strat's going to be taking full fuel to start and then just pitting for tires once these things get worn out. This is Assetto Corsa, the first one. For folks that are wondering too, this is the same group of folks that I do the Goodwood races with the past few years. So they're doing more races this year. And I don't know if they'll all be classic historic races, but if they are, I'll definitely be in them. And then depending on what else they do as well, even if it's modern stuff, maybe I'll give it a go. Would anybody want to actually see me race a modern car? I would be really, I'm bad at it. I can't get a lot of speed out of like downforce cars and stuff, but it'd be fun to try. All right, we're gonna try to pit here. Now my pit stall is like the first one, so I think if I brake at the cones here, get it down, see that guy come flying in, like that's how I'm gonna have to do it, I think. And that'll be a pit stop. So the plan is to do that about halfway through the race. And then come out of the pit lane, maybe a little less dramatically than this, and get it on the track again. The thing about modern cars is that I find like they're not that hard to drive. It's probably because I'm not driving them fast. But yeah, that's the thing, is I'll do some laps, feel like I've hit all the braking markers, I've turned in correctly, I didn't miss any corners, anything like that, and then I'll just be like 2 seconds slower than everybody else. And I think a lot of it's in the braking and like how to use the downforce correctly. I just don't do it enough, so I'm just slow. I can get through the race fine, I can drive the car, but then I'm not fast. So I mean, not that I'm that fast in these either, but I feel like I'm a little more competitive. I don't know. I've seen a few you ask, so I feel bad because I don't know how to join the SROL group. I got invited a while back. I know they do have new folks coming in, and I wish I could tell you how to join up with them, but I really don't know. It is somewhat of a closed group. It is invite-based, I believe, that you've got to be invited for it. They just want to keep it to folks, you know, that put on a good race together and have fun. It's more of a group of friends and stuff like that. So, not trying to purposely keep folks out. I think they just want it to stay kind of fun like this. All right. Practice this one more time here. I will be on more worn tires than this, so it's weird to like go through a car, but I guess you can. All right, back to the pits we go. That's fun. It's so much fun. I don't know how else to say. It's just like a really good time driving these cars. All right, let's take a look at some folks as they run around. So that's Gaston in the Ferrari today. Gaston has been ultra quick, so I think they're going to be one to beat. We got Phil Baldwin in this GT40 Mark II. It's the Ken Miles car. Just move some of this stuff. Yeah, look at this. Sounds nice too. Oh man, how good is that? I don't know what Baza and group did to make this mod sound so good. There's a lot of mods in Assetto Corsa that I don't think sound great. Like Assetto Corsa's got kind of a flat sound, but these sound nice. All right, Joe's in the other GT40 Mark II. We got Lars and another GT40 Mark II. I don't know how to pronounce their name. Tout. Just call them Tout, but this is the Jag XJ13. I know, that on-ground camera, it's so good. I love it. We got Jimmy up in his Mark 1. So he's in the Mark 1 here today. I'm sure we'll see him at some point, but he's going to be quite a bit faster, just that car-wise. Steve Lepson's in the Maserati. Here's another. So here is a Mark 1. Oh, man. I hope that's not too loud. And I especially hope it's not too quiet, because that it sounds good. We got Franek in the it's the Bizzarini, but it's called the Isogrifo. I think it's like an engine thing. Similar performance to our car, so we might race Franek at some point. We had Coin jump up in the 906 Porsche. It's good. It's good stuff. What else we got here? We got a 250 LM. I think we have a couple of those, but yeah, 250 LM is a cool looking car as well. Very nice car. I actually like this car from the back quite a lot. I feel like it's I don't know. It's a nice looking shape, right? We got the 904. So here's the Corvette Grand Sport we already saw. Grand Sport E-Type. Just the E-Type Jag with Victor Brill in it. Oh, it goes for a spin in the dirt. Little half spin, collects it, gets going again. Oscar Hardwick. Oscar Hardwick with the GP Laps sponsored. Oh my God. If any of you if you were here a couple years ago, Oscar and I have some history together. That's all I'll say about it. And I think he's trying to ward me off today or something. It's a good looking car, right? That's so funny. Oh, the Bizzarini in the background there goes for a slide. It's the perfect car. I might just let him win if we're head-to-head. Hope Oscar does well. The Cobra here is probably the slowest car, or one of the slowest out of all the cars we're driving today, which is saying something. It's the 289 Cobra hardtop. Oh, he runs into the wall there. A little bit of a Darlington stripe up the side. It's fine. Keeps going. Lotus here. This might be the other slow car. We've got both J.G. Hill and Sam Williams in it. These are all real people. Oh, yeah. And Sam as well in the other Lotus. 47. It's kind of it's a weird looking car, I think. It's almost like an El Camino or something. It's got a little truck bed, something like that. Very happy face on the front of it. What else we got here? It's a 250 GTO. Beautiful car. Definitely going to be one of the slower ones as well. Just, it's an old car. I mean, this is what, 1962? This car. Just watch the GT40 Mark II here come up behind and overtake on the straight. If, I think that's Joe, but if Joe's on it, he's going to have so much more speed. He's catching him right at the kink. He might have to wait here. Oh, he's going to slap it up the inside. Slep it. What is slep? I don't know what slep means, but he just did it. Another Cobra there, another Porsche 904. Here's a Maserati 151. This is a personal favorite of mine, the 151. I drove this in the, when I did the kind of overview video of when this mod came out, this is one of the cars I drove because it's just, it's a fun car to drive. It's kind of wild looking. Nice livery on it too, the red, white, and blue one. I like it. All right, this might win. Oh, they're not running yet. Angela's not running in it yet, but this is probably the best sounding car of the whole mod. The Nissan, woof, not in the guardrails there. The Nissan R380. I'll have to wait to see when they're doing laps. Don't worry, we won't miss the sound either, because as soon as I'm driving and this car goes by, or it's even near me on the track at all, you'll definitely hear it. I think Ahmad's in it as well, so we've got quite a few more cars that haven't showed up yet. A couple Chevrons as well, and everything. But man, it is definitely an eclectic group of cars, and it's going to be a lot of fun here to do this race with everyone. All right, I'm going to go out with a little bit of qualifying fuel and do a few laps just to get calibrated for that. We've got 18 minutes left in the practice before the qualifying begins, so perfect time to go do a couple quick test laps here and make sure everything's working. But appreciate y'all coming for the ride today. I think this is gonna be a really fun race. I mean, that's the whole point. Long race too. I think it's gonna be a little over an hour, or maybe close to 2 hours, the actual race. Try not to mow down a bunch of the pit workers on the way out here. Oof. Pit exit here is a little tricky. Yeah, if you're looking for the mod, I put a link in the description of the stream that's got a download for it. It's the World Sports Car Legends. Most of the cars, I think a couple of them are from the AC Legends, like the 289 hardtop, but the car I'm driving and most of the others are from the World Sports Car 60s mod. Hey, Tim. Yeah, it's going to be definitely a bit of a workout, this one. One of the Maseratis there up on the hill. I'll probably end up there at some point. It's really easy to blow this corner, especially as the tires wear out. My worry is that we're going to get into the race, and I'm not going to want to take a pit stop because I'll lose 10 seconds, or probably 30 seconds or so in the pits through the entrance and the exit and the tire change, and it's just going to be difficult. But I think it's going to be too hard to do the last like 15 laps or so on the super worn tires, and I'll probably lose more time trying to stay out than if I was to go in the pits. So it's going to hurt to pit, but it's probably for the best. See if we get around Drew here before the kink. Yeah, Lynn St. James had a heck of a crash in that corner. I remember that being on some old like crash compilation video I had way back in the day. Right up to the wall. Try to get it into the corner here. Got Joe behind me. It's really tough to pass through this whole section, so even though he's a lot quicker, not really a place where he's going to be able to find a way around peacefully. We'll come up into the top here. We'll slide it in. He should be able to tuck under me. We'll give him the line. I'll just slide it around the outside. We're side by side still. I figured he would have pulled on me there. I'll break a bit early. It's going to take a little bit of give and take for folks to get around each other and stuff. You know, hopefully we get some of that. I'm sure there'll be a couple spins and things during the race today, but into second gear here and just kind of let it coast. It's a weird sensation coasting in these old cars. You have to do a lot more of it in an older car than some of the more modern ones. Track feels a little bit slower than practice. I don't know if it actually is or if it's just a placebo. Really hot coming into the final corner here. Whoa, no, I'm gonna hit the wall. Bounce off. There is damage on, but I think it's reduced a little bit because I've hit the wall a few times and it feels all right. So I'm sure it's not a good idea to do that, but I think we can get away with quite a lot. I'll probably ditch the flannel before the race. If I remember. Sometimes I forget to do that, and then, yeah, it is a hot experience. Flannel adds 20 horsepower. I don't know about that. See, that was a much better corner that time. I carried a lot more speed there. It's just tough to get that line. Want to shift just over. Like 7,100 is what I've been doing for shifting. I've got the gear stack on one notch down from the default for anybody looking at the gears. They're just a little bit better. You never really reach the top of it with the normal gear stack. Oh, I almost had that. Once in a while I can get the right line through there where it's almost flat from the apex on, but all right, it's a 55.3. I will be very disappointed if I don't get a 54 in qualifying, because I definitely can do it. I think if I was perfect, too, I could actually get a 53, but it'd have to be a really good lap. Scandy flick. This car doesn't need a Scandy flick to rotate. You just give it like 2/3 of the throttle. There we go, and it rotates for you. So I'm way up on this lap. This is going to be a low 54 if I finish it, but I'm catching up to another car here. One of the 904 Porsches. little bit of sliding there on the exit's not really going to help me. But I don't think he slowed me up too much, so stick with this lap. This doesn't really count for anything, but it's good to get some practice for the qualifying. I missed the turn in there. Just understeer city if you miss it. a little high of the line, but carry speed through. It's actually a decent exit because I carried a lot of speed there. All right, 54.5. I would be happy with that in qualifying. Puts me 12th right now in the practice session at least. You touch these curbs, it counts as like a cut track. I'm going to let him by. All right, getting on close to the qualifying session. I'm going to pull into the pits. We'll practice another pit stop entry. Yeah, no Dale, no Dale line. It's probably good that we've got track limits and stuff. I'm actually going to back up a little bit here because I do want to practice a hot pit entry. You don't need much to get this car to slide. It's just a slide machine. Like, if you want to do drifts like this, you can just do them forever. I don't know. It's kind of a wild car. There we go. I really hope I don't blow the pit entry when we do this for real. 'Cause that's going to be a major part of the race. If I can get in and out of the pits fast, I think it'll be a good strategy, but it'd be easy to overdo it. All right, I'm gonna set up the camera over here. That's loud. RIP headphones. All right, I'm gonna set up the camera over here, and I'm gonna take a quick break for a second as I get ready for qualifying here. But we'll be back in just a minute to do the qualifying session. 7 minutes left in this practice, but then we'll jump into qualifying for 30 minutes to try to get a good starting spot, and then it's straight into the race. So I will see you all in a minute. Enjoy the sights and sounds of Riverside here. Kringle, thanks for the gifted messages, and welcome whoever got that. Hope y'all are enjoying the yeah, ASMR Riverside trackside views. Right up to the wall. I figured it would be only fitting for this race for me to pull out the Riverside t-shirt. I got this one a while back from, I think, NASCAR Man's store. He's got a bunch of like older shirts, reproductions, but perfect shirt for today, right? Go back to this view. I think we've got that, hold on, I think we've got the Nissan out here now. Just wait till you hear like this thing. No, it's not a mod out there. It's probably Angela out there. No, maybe it wasn't one of the Nissans. I use pretty much the same force feedback settings for every car that I drive. I don't spend a lot of time tweaking force feedback. Maybe I should spend more time doing it, but I don't know. I just make it so it's enough that I can feel it a bit, and then yeah, that's definitely a Nissan. Oh, here it is. What the heck? It sounds so good. I think it's an inline 6. It sounds like a diving airplane. I don't know. It sounds so cool. We'll watch it down the straight because the straight's got some of those good camera views. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I couldn't tell you if that sounds accurate. It just sounds really good. And so it's just fun to listen to. I love it. All right, looks like we're just going to go back to my cockpit here while we wait for the session to end. 1 minute left in it. I think there might be a slight delay before the qualifying starts. But what was I going to say? I don't remember. Getting ready for qualifying, though. And it's a 30-minute qualifying. I usually, with these things, I'm going to do this here too. Just put a good amount of fuel in it, and then just try to do as many laps as I can, and hopefully one of them's good. I was going to look at the current standings a little bit. I think my head's under them. I'll get rid of my face for a second. These are the practice standings. So I was 14th there, but Gaston in the Ferraris up front with Phil Baldwin and Joe in the GT40 Mark IIs. Then we got 2 GT40 Mark 1s. That's Jimmy and Nate. Back there, we got Lars and another GT40 Mark II. So it's all Ferrari, Ford versus Ferrari up front. And then we got the 2 XJ13s, the Porsche 906, another MK1. And then we get into, I think, the category. I think I'm in the GT category. So the Maserati's still in the prototype. But, okay, it looks like I'm second quick out of my category for the practice. Frantic in the Bizzarini was in front of me. But that's good. And he did a 154 flat, which is that's going to be hard for me to beat, but I should be close anyway. Yeah, three classes, no BOP. The classes themselves is not super apparent, at least from the UI that I have, so I'm not really that concerned about the results, to be honest. I'm more just excited to race these cars for 61 laps. But we'll jump into qualifying here in a second. It's just going to reset the session. I'm going to put in like 30 gallons of fuel or 30 liters of fuel and just do as many laps as I can. And we'll see where I end up, but it'd be nice to start in the top half of the field. I think I should be able to do it. Is the Nissan in my class? Nice. All right. It's nice. I enjoy doing the Goodwood event every year, but to be honest, I really like how this track is so much more than Goodwood. Goodwood is a tricky track. It's more suited for smaller cars. I know. Oscar's trolling me a little bit with the GP Laps livery on his car, but I guess I deserve that. So we'll see if we meet up with him at any point. I think he's going to be a bit slower today just because that car, he's in the slowest class with that car. So if everything goes according to plan, I will probably qualify ahead of him, but maybe we'll see him at some point. The start for this race is interesting. So it's not going to be a standing start, and Oscar, you see me struggle. Yeah, I've never been good at Goodwood. I don't know why. Goodwood is a tough one. I think it's more the cars that we drive there that I struggle with, though. The lower powered. I like the higher powered car, generally. All right, practice is ending here. It just ran out of time, so I think it's going to jump to the next session here in a minute. Very, very much appreciate Nate and everybody else at SROL that helped put this together, so that there's a nice, like, all the servers and all the rules and all that stuff for everybody. Oh, we got 2 minutes till the qualifying starts. What is this car in front of me? Rolex sponsored? I mean, it's a Porsche. It must be like a modern livery or something for a historic race. It's got Japanese on it. I don't know. Or, yeah, I think it's Japanese. This is a cool livery that Coin has. The Venezuela livery really sticks out. This is one of the Nissans. Got the oh, you folks will like this one. Everybody loves this one. The Snake Eye Cobra. That's a real livery, by the way. If you haven't seen it before, it's at Goodwood. Very cool car. Here's Oscar in the GP Laps livery. This livery comes with the AC Legends mod, so, but he did choose it. There's the other Nissan here. We got the Bizzarinis, a couple of Bizzarinis in here. There's another Cobra. Nano 4s. A few Porsche Nano 4s. Oh, we get to see the Chevron. We didn't see any Chevrons when we were practicing. This car is a little bit of a sleeper as far as performance is concerned. I think this car, if you really knew what you were doing, could be amongst the leaders in around here. It's got quite a lot of horsepower for its size. So there's a couple of them here. Good looking car too, but it's definitely faster than it maybe seems like it would go. It's one of the Lotuses, the JPS liveried Lotus. Got a couple Jags, the Maserati, the 2 Maserati hotties right there. Got the Jag XJ13, 250 GTOs up front here. All right, qualifying starting. I'm having a fun time being a tourist here, but we are going to jump into things right away. Try to get a couple laps under my belt. All right, we're just going to reduce the fuel, put in 30 liters for the qualifying here, and that should be more than enough to do qualifying laps. All right. So we'll just try to get a banker in. I'd like to get into the 154s before I really try doing anything silly. Just so that I make sure I don't start in the way back. And then I'll try to push a bunch. We'll see if I can actually set a record for myself. I think my fastest lap around here is like a 54.3. But I've mostly been doing race practice. I don't like to practice qualifying that much. So maybe I'll be able to do a bit better. Yeah, but I'd like to match that 54.5. I wish I got through the whole grid too. It's more important that I qualify for the race, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I don't know. I got a whole mess of cars in front of me. It's going to be a lot of traffic. There's like 40 of us in here, and we're all going to be out on the track at the same time for this qualifying. So I think I'm just going to pass cars and try to make my own space. Trying to back up, and you waste so many laps trying to make a hole. You might as well just drive and see what happens. It's 200 miles today. 61 laps of racing. You can hear the Nissan up there. All right, this lap's probably not going to be any good because I got so many cars in front of me, but we'll see what happens. Just going to have to kind of wade through the S's. I do have quite a hole behind me, but get past the Chevron there, the Stefanos. Yeah, the Nissan's engine like really cuts the audio of it. You can hear it from forever away. There are cars all over the pit lane because they wanted to fit 40 cars on this track. Ariana's on the inside there. All right, we'll be able to get around a couple of these cars on the straight here. And hopefully this next lap's a little bit cleaner. Whoa. Car really snapped on me there. I'm not going to get this next 250 on the straight here, but maybe going into the final corner. This is a tough place to pass, though. Especially, they're going to probably corner better than me. Oh, as the 289 runs into the wall up there. Just looking on the low side here. We'll be able to carry the speed coming out of the corner and should be clear for this lap. There we go. Just one car in front of me now. This should be a much better lap then. Caught up just a little bit here coming up to the top of the hill. We'll see if I can squeak around anywhere. All right, get alongside with Drew. Hopefully he'll brake just a little early here for the end of the straight. I think we're going to be side by side coming over the hill. Side by side through the corner. Yeah, it's good. It's good racing, though. Just not ideal for qualifying. Oh, I ran her way too hot there. Dang. It's going to set me back. See if I can accelerate well out of here to get. I'll get back around Ariana. That was a silly mistake to make because this next lap would have been clean. All right, here comes a GT40 behind me. I'm not on a good lap, so I'll let them go. Whoa, that's a tight squeeze, even letting off. All right, there goes the GT40. They should be faster than me. Sitting in 15th right now. Haven't done a good lap yet. I actually don't know how much time is left in the session right now. Got a few cars coming up behind as well, one of these chevrons. Off super early there. Saw the Jag in front start coming towards me. All right. If this works out like it should, I'll make this corner this time. I'll get around Drew here. And then hopefully this next lap, these three in front will pull away a little bit and I can finally do a good lap. Yeah, there should be about 40 cars today on track. I see at least 37, so it is quite a busy track. Pulling up on the chevron, but they should be much quicker through this final sweeper. Oh, these two in front. Careful there, fellas. All right, finally, I think some clear road. We'll see if I can do a lap here. The car's exiting the pits. A lot of dust being kicked up from, I think that's Bear in front with the Jag. All right, a little slow through the top of the hill. Should be able to pick it up on the straight. I got a better exit there. Chasing my best lap right now, that 54.5 from practice. Thought the Jag was coming back up the inside. It's all right, lost a couple tenths. Come on, grip. Get it on the throttle, get that rotation going. Try to straighten it out as much as you can for the acceleration on the straight. All right, I got a slightly better exit there. We're right on pace for my best lap. I just got to not mess up this final corner. And hopefully that'll get me into the 54s and up the field a little bit, because right now I'm sitting in 23rd, which would be quite far down. Way too late on the brakes here. No. Oh my God. That's my fault. Oh man. All right, let me adjust the fuel. We got 20 minutes to go, so no need to worry too much. That was silly. I should have just taken it easy. All right. Need to actually get a banker lap in. a bit serene. The Ferrari's off the pace too, so give him the line. All right, there we go. Found myself in a little hole here. Yeah, it's tough to get. I mean, there's a lot of cars on the track. I just did how many laps? Just kind of stuck behind other folks. It's all right though. It's neat because a lot of times you do qualifying and it's like, you know, kind of esports level, being perfect and precise. But this is all just like trying to get something. And I'm sure somebody will not get the right lap that they were supposed to. But that's racing, right? I'm not sure if there's a live stream that's doing like an overall commentary. If anybody would be doing that, it would be Stephen Bailey, but I'm not sure if he's doing that today. So, if he is, I'll put the link in the chat. But I don't think he is. All right, I should have some clear track this time, hopefully. We got Franek in front of me. Franek's in 11th. I should be able to get near him. We're really going to concentrate here and try to get a good lap and not blow this braking zone. That was so silly of me. All right, nobody came out of the pits. That's good. Pedal down. Stab the gas there just a little bit. Just hit all those curves. Don't slide too much because you lose a lot of time in the acceleration then. See, I'm losing a little bit down this whole straight. It's all right though. I'm right on pace to do that 54.5. Kick sideways there in the middle. It's all right. Just a 10th down. Couple tenths. This will be a good lap. It'll be a fine lap. All right, brake at the right spot this time. There we go. Down to third gear. We got a 906 in front, but we're similar pace to be honest. All right, this will be just a tenth slower than that practice time, but should get me in the 54s. 54.6, up to 17th. Understeer City through that first corner. Sliding behind the Ferrari. Oh, a lot of sliding there. All right, I'm slightly faster this lap, but it's still not going to be anything revolutionary. That's good. I'm at least out of the really slow cars, so all just now about trying to hop up a few more spots on the grid. I guess that worked. That was a heck of a slide. All right, best lap, 54.4. I guess we got to let the rear hang out during qualifying, right? Cut it that lap. All right, we'll try to just get around this lap and jump right into another one. Leave myself a little space here. Yeah, I decided to go with the drift time that time. Usually, honestly, it's not faster usually, but I think because of my entry there, I needed it that time. It didn't cost me time, Kringle. I think that was the right move on that specific lap. All right, here comes Nate behind me. I'm going to let him go. We got a little bit of a pocket behind Lupson to hopefully slot in my next lap. Bits Arena behind me, but they're towards the back. I don't know if they just haven't gotten a time yet, so we'll just take this as my position for the next lap here. Do you see my skid marks from the last time through? But see, that was an even better exit that time. Was a good S's that time. A lot of lock in it, but car just understeers coming over the top of that hill. I'm really far up on my best right now. I don't know if there's a lot of rubber or what. A little hard there. Come on. No dirt. Shucks. That was going to be a good lap. I kind of made the best out of it, but I lost about 5/10 there in that one corner. I might still better my time, so I'm going to stick in it. That would be kind of silly if this lap is my best one, though. I know, it certainly seems that way, huh, Liam? The more sideways I go, the faster I go. Just need to get a nice turn in there like that. And then on the gas kind of hard to get the rear to come around a little bit. No, it's just not going to stick enough. Ugh. That's all right. Right back in it for another lap. Just a little dent on the side. It's not going to hurt anybody. Yeah, it's not an easy car to control. Gaston behind me again somehow. I feel like he's been behind me like 6 times so far. And he slides it off the track. I just slid back to 17th. I don't know how much time is left in the session. We're just going to keep going until this runs out of fuel or the session ends. It's a fine lap, but it was not a good qualifying lap. Missed the turn in there, just a slight amount. Car in front of me and I both kind of did the same thing there. But this lap's not going to count, unfortunately. We'll just book it around and try to do another one. 8 minutes, okay. It's all right. There's a lot. It's a long race, so my main concern with qualifying is I would love to be ahead of, cars so that I don't have to pass them. But it is a long race, and I think it's long enough that it's going to sort itself out who's quicker, But it is hard to pass around this track, especially in cars that are similar speed. So I'm definitely not leading my class right now. I've got one GT40, I think, behind me, but I've got a nice gap in front, so we'll just hope the GT40 doesn't catch up to me here. All right, trying to maximize the exit here because this lap doesn't count, so I'm just gonna try to get real up high and then arc the exit. Maximize top speed for over the line to start the next lap. Understeer city through that first corner. All right, nicely through. Jump into the S's here, breath of throttle to get that kink right. Just don't want to run wide on any of these curbs. It'll get you for a cut track. A little fast coming into the top of the hill. Just get it before I slide into the dust. Just don't want to slide too much. Just need to get that power down. All right, hard on the brakes here over the top of the hill. Use the uphill there to help slow the car down because once you get over the top, it just slides. Need the power again. 5 minutes to go in the session. I'm almost out of fuel. So this has got to be a good lap. I try not to do anything too fancy here. Get it down to second gear, engine braking. It did not grip like I wanted it to, but I didn't run off this time. Just straight line this little chicane here. Hopefully gain it back on the straight. There we go. Somehow made that super wide line work. We're 3/10 up. I'm headed for a 53 right now. If I can close this out well. With the Nissan screaming on the left side there. Nicely through the kink, a little wide. Down to third gear here. Oh, come on. Just did not want to grip. Trying to late apex. Slide it out. I don't know what my time's going to be. Did I lose time there? No, I gained time. Oh, 54 on the dot. Man, I couldn't be more on the 54s. That's still 17th, which is quite far back. I'm out of fuel anyway. Man, I felt like that was a decent lap. I made a little bit of a mess at the top of the hill, but I got through it there a little bit. Let's see if you can see some of the times. Of 17th right now, which I guess Frank is in 14th. Gavin's in front as well. And then there's quite a few GT60 cars. Oh, wait, that was practice times. Okay, so it's all prototype. It's all Le Mans class in front. So it's just 2 of my class in front. A 53.7. But yeah, I got a 154.002. Ugh. That is... it's tiring. I don't think I'm going to improve. There's only 2 minutes left, and I'd rather get ready for the race instead. So provisionally on pole is Gaston right now with the Porsche Spyder with a 48.2. Man. The lap timer Delta is an app called Sidekick, I believe. All right, I'm going to take another quick break before the race gets going. Then I'll put you guys here to watch some of the times come across. I'll leave the standings up there too, just so that you can see if anybody improves for the top times. But I'll be back in a minute. All right, there's 30 seconds left in qualifications here at Riverside. I'll put myself over here for this screen. Why not? Yeah, I wish I was a little further up, but looking at it's just all the Le Mans type cars got up there. Jake Witcher in the 906s. Or no, those aren't even in my class. So Frennick's the fastest of my class, and Gavin's in front of me in the 250 LM. But those are the only 2 in front of me, and so the rest are behind me in my class. Ooh, we had a bit of a crash there. Yeah, it looks like Jimmy's up to 8, but it's Gaston up in the lead. This will be good. So got to reset a little bit for race mode. 61 laps. It says it's 62. Oh, the Chevron and the 906 are in my class. So we're not going by the. Oh, I guess that's the tire type. Okay. All right. So I guess Jake Witcher then is up 53. I'm not doing a 53 flat. So I think possibly I could have got like another 10th or 2 out of it, but that would only get me up into a couple positions. So I feel pretty happy. That's my best lap I've done in the car. So I guess that's good. Oh, here comes the Bizzarini into the pits. I'll try to put it back on the trailer the same way it came off. Yeah, I mean, for the race, big goal is to, of course, you know, not have any kind of incidents or anything. I hope my strategy works out. I know some of the other cars are not going to have to pit, so it's definitely going to be a bit of a hurt me a little bit to pit. But that's just what this car needs. I don't think I would make it the whole way without pitting, so we'll have to take that pit stop probably halfway through-ish. Probably can go a little further than halfway. The tires will be fine for the first 35 laps or so. We'll pit just for tires, should be fine on fuel, and then see what I can make out of the end of it. Hopefully, at the end of the race, maybe some of the other cars are hurting for tire wear, and I can get a few spots back that I lost in the pits, but we'll have to see if that works out that way. Overall, it's just for fun, and I'm having a great time so far. I hope it's fun to watch as well. I know there's a few different streams too. Jimmy's streaming it, I believe, as well as a few others, so you could get a few different vantage points. All right, that's the end of qualifying. So Gaston did get the pole from Phil and Nate Lupson, qualifying in third at his own event. Yeah, so here's Nate in third position. But yeah, Gaston with the Ferrari up front from Phil and Nate, both in the GT40s. This is the Mark I model, though, for Nate. Got Joe in fourth from Lars. It was all GT40s up front. Then the first Jag, XJ13, sixth place Martin Bear. Alexander in the other Ferrari P4. And then we got Jimmy as well. Got another Jag. Yvonne in the first Chevron. So the Chevron breaks up the Ford, Jag, and Ferrari top 10. We got the Porsche. So this is the leader in my class, Jake Witcher. But up in 11th position. And Angela, who's also in my class with the Nissan. We got Coin here with the other Porsche. Then we got another Mark I qualifying a little bit further back. Bizzarini with Franica Drecki. Head of the Maserati with Steve Lepson. We got the 250 LM, the Nissan R380, and then myself back in 19th to start. 19th. It's going to be a little bit chaotic back here, I think, but looks like we just had 2 no-shows. So 38 cars on the grid, and it should be hopefully a good race. I'm excited for it. I hope the start goes well. So if you weren't here before, the start is a little different than like other starts have done before in Assetto Corsa in the past for some of these events. It's not a standing start. We're going to get the standing start lights and everything, but then we actually go around one lap as a pace lap and stay in line and don't pass anybody until we come back around to get the green flag next time around. So it'll be, hopefully everybody obeys that. We said it like 100 times in the pre-race briefing that the start is like that. So hopefully folks do that. But all right, making sure I got my fuel and tires and everything. And man, we're good to go. I know, Bailey, I'm thinking the same thing. We'll get you guys on the right screen here. I appreciate everybody tuning out. A lot of people in here watching, which always is nice. And hopefully it's a good race. Want to be gentle enough to the tires that my strategy is going to work out. But yeah, we got it set up for the strategy, just changing tires, not fixing any damage. We hopefully won't have to fix anything. And I don't know. We'll see how well I can do. Yeah, we probably won't see Jimmy unless he has some kind of problem. Maybe we'll see him coming around to lap me at some point, but they're 2 or 3 seconds a lap faster, so I don't think we're gonna be dancing at all with the GT40s up front. But we should follow the Nissan in front, I believe. Thanks for all the good luck wishes. I appreciate that. It's fun to do these types of one-off races like this. You know, there's not a lot of pressure or anything. It's literally just for fun, and I'm hoping we get into a good battle with some folks, and maybe that like pit strategy stuff will come into it. Maybe I'll be a little bit faster, but then because I pit, they'll be in front, and I got to pass them back or something. That would be a good race in my mind. We'll see how I come out on top, but the finishing position really isn't the goal for me. It's more just, I don't know how much fun it is. The downforce be with me. Thank you. Ooh. Get this full thing on your screen. You weren't seeing the whole thing. Oh, Herschel, thanks. 13 months now, over a year. Appreciate that. It's nice. This is exactly what I need. If you were here last weekend when I did the rally, it was rough. It was a rough time, so I'm happy to do something that's a little lighter-hearted, and I'll come back with the rally stuff for the next one and hopefully do well there. But all right, the lights are on now. Please, I hope nobody shoots off the line here, but we're really not going to do the start now. All right, lights are out and nobody moved. Perfect. Success. Oh, Nissan's doors open in front. All right, we'll roll away. Should be behind the Nissan, and we got the Maserati behind me. So there we go. All right, so we just do one pace lap. One pace lap, and when we come around, it's really you're not supposed to get alongside anybody or accelerate really, I think, until the line. So we'll just stay in line here, and this should make the start a little more spread out, which is ultimately good, because you can imagine if you go watch races from this track back in the day, especially the NASCAR ones, the first lap was always nuts coming up here, and luckily in real life, and especially when you're really racing a long race, you're going to be very easy on the car up front. So they tried to behave. But in a sim race, I don't think we could rely on everybody doing that. So it's good that we're going to be a little more spread out. But you see the whole field in front and behind me. It looks good. Goal here, though, is to just get a good rhythm going, see if I can pull away from a few of these cars behind me, and maybe overtake a couple, get into a good pace, though, and then try to at least the minimum make it to lap 30 before I pit, but I'm hoping I can make it a bit further than that. It's really just when the tires start to feel real bad, then we come into the pits to change them. So I think that'll be about 40 laps. And from there, it's just go as fast as I can to the end. Try to stay out of folks' way. I absolutely don't want to hit anybody today. That would be bad. So try to keep the car clean. Let's see if we can bring this lump of metal around to a good race. All right, we'll come down the backstretch here, though, expecting it to bunch up a little bit towards the bottom. Leaders are going through the kink now in front. So we got Ahmad in front, Gavin in front of him, Franek up there in 15th. Those are all class cars, I believe. All right, coming through the final corner here. It's a little bit spread out behind me. I'm actually at speed now. All right, we're just going to accelerate across the line because I've got a gap and the car's at speed. So away we go, beginning Riverside 200. Not a great start. I'm actually much further back than I'd like to be, but we got a nice big hole here. Car behind's 3.2 seconds off, so we'll just take it nice and easy. Get through the S's. Hopefully there's no melees, a little bit of smoke up there. Par for the course at Riverside. We got a lot of dust. One car cutting up the inside. It's one of the GT40s. Ooh, they're going to make side-to-side contact there. Bitterini goes spinning onto the inside. I saw that coming. It's just hard. The side-to-side stuff's really hard. All right, it's Frank on the right there. I expect that GT40 should pull away. That's Joe. But he's going to have to work through all the traffic now. But being really slow like that, the back group caught him right back up, so we really only have about a second now on him. You can hear the Nissan in front. Sounds like a walkie-talkie. We'll slide it out onto the backstretch. We'll see what kind of speed comparison I've got against these other guys. I feel like that Maserati is going to be quicker than me, but we might have a little bit of a leg up on the Nissan. Here comes the Maserati as well. I don't really want to go 3 wide. Man. All right. That got really awkward. A little bit of warping in front from one of the other cars, so. Here the Nissan, he's gonna have a lot more speed through the corner. Just because of the lightness of the car. And that's the great thing about classic car racing, is the cars are all a little bit different. Should have the speed on me through the S's here. Alongside though, I have a straight line speed, so if I can stay close, could be able to get them down the straight. You see just how far they pull away though as we go through the S's. Trying to keep it tidy and not slide too much. A little bit of sliding's all right. I just don't want to go wild with it. Vittorini out wide again. All right, I'm right on the back of the Nissan. He got slowed up there a little bit, and I might be able to get him on the straight here. That Maserati's going to be quick again, though. All right, there we go. Up the inside. A little bit of warping again. You can see the car kind of come back to me. It's hard to predict, but hopefully we'll have just enough of a gap here that I can get through the corner without getting side by side again. He's going to battle with the Maserati there. That should keep him occupied. Just try to get a nice run here. All right, right out to the wall. All right, so jump up another spot up to 17th now. Oh, the Ferrari's off. GT40's slow as well. I think that's Jimmy. I think there might have been a coming together of some kind. Was that Gaston with him? Oh, Jimmy spun. All right. I mean, Jimmy's going to be a lot faster in that Mark 1, but we'll see if I can just keep pulling away. He's going to have a little bit to fight with back there. Keep focused forward for now. He's got his headlights on, so I'll see him. Ooh, it's a little long into the braking zone as well. No! Come on. That was a big mistake. I think I used Frank as a braking marker there, and he blew the corner too. We'll just say there was some oil on the track. All right, I lost the spot to the Maserati then. I was just letting him back through. That's fine. I told you I was going to run off on that corner at some point. I just was hoping it wouldn't be in the first 2 laps of the race. Now, Jimmy's got some work cut out for him trying to get back through all this. Oh, the Maserati taps the wall in front. All right, let's see. He's going to be a little more agile in that thing, believe it or not, just because it's lighter than this car. It is a better car than mine. And I don't think I'm actually racing the Maserati in class. I think that Maserati is technically in the top class, so it's just for the overall results. Close up on him though a little bit through the S's. Long race though. I mean, this is not a sprint race. 61 laps is pretty good. 62 technically. Oh, Maserati's deep. I did that last lap. It's so easy to do. All right, we'll get the Maserati back at least temporarily. Nah, that was, I mean, I wasn't even feeling pressured last lap through there. I don't know why. I ran off. It's a little silly. All right, this whole group's slowing each other down, so it's actually quite easy to pull them back in for a second. But I do need to try to pass these other cars in my class, because if I pit and they don't, then I really have no hope of beating them if I'm behind. All right, the 906 with Coin in front. Pulling him in so much on the straight. That car is going to be quick through the tight stuff, but on the straight line, you can see the speed difference. All right, so 55.3, which is not too bad with full fuel, or near full fuel. Really closing up on the Ferrari here. It's just hard to get around another car. The track looks wide, but it's so narrow with these cars because you use every inch of it. Zamfir behind me though is like right on me with the Maserati, so it's going to make the straight up here interesting. Now I think I've got a little more grunt than the Ferrari in a straight line. This is the 250 LM, the 64, I think, winner at Le Mans, if I'm not wrong. The last Ferrari car to win Le Mans until the modern era. Perhaps you're all too much weight? Nah. All right, here comes the Maserati. Going to look up the inside as we head into the kink here. He waits. He waits. That's good for me. A little bit of dust being thrown up there. Slide up the inside of the Ferrari in the braking zone. The corner, though, I'm going to lose out so much here. I'm tight on the inside. Just try to do it. We'll try to do it. The exit's where he's going to get me, though. Oh, good side-by-side racing. Maserati's going to bump draft me. So coming to turn one, side-by-side again. To get out of it considerably there. So I'll head into the kink, or the S's. I had the line. I could have slid a little bit further out to the left there, but gives it to me. Try not to come back. There we go. All right, make the pass. I did not expect to get around through there, but take what I can get when I can get it. I'll just try to run away a little bit. He's going to be quicker through all this stuff. It's just the straight. I should be able to pull away from him if I'm still ahead. All right, catching up to Frank again. It's never far away. Up to 15th, so I've gained a couple spots so far through all that back and forth and whatever. You know, we haven't seen any, except for Jimmy's spin and stuff, I don't think we've seen like a major incident, which is great. I'm sure there's been probably something somewhere, but I think overall this has been fairly clean thus far, which is amazing to see. These cars aren't easy to drive, especially if you don't drive stuff like this often, so it's nice to see everybody doing a good job with it. All right. I'd love to be lapping in the 155s when I'm on my own, especially, you know, with full fuel. Once we burn some of the fuel, especially the second stint, if I change tires, then we should be able to go a bit faster, maybe some 54s, but all right, Maserati right on me. Try to stay in front until we get to the S's. Once you get into the S's, it's not really a place you can pass, so, but coming into them, there's a little bit of risk of passing. Big curb hit there. Vittorini getting a little sideways up there in front. That is a Maserati 151. They're going side by side. It's a good race in front of me. Two radically different cars. That Porsche 906 versus the Vittorini. I mean, you couldn't make two sports cars much different. Oh, a spin behind. I think that was one of those P4 Ferraris. Maybe that one that spun earlier. The Maserati right on me, though. He's going to get me down the straight this time, I think. Car's starting to break loose a little bit more. Tires are getting a little spicy here. All right, here comes the 151. I have a feeling he's not going to back out of it this time. There he goes, up the inside. Give it a little breath. It's all right, we're not really racing this 151 for class at all, but I hope he's either much faster and just pulls away, or I can stay in front of him, but looks like he's got the better of me for now. Just like that, we're already on lap 9. Settling into the groove here. Things are getting a little bit spread out. And I'm fighting with this Maserati 151, not my class, but we're similar speeds. We're just making it in different places. Somehow I'm a little faster through the twisty stuff, but he's got me on the straight with that power. Gavin is not out of reach behind me, but after Gavin, we got a few more seconds to the next car, so starting to fall into a little bit of a hole here. Would love to catch back up to the two in front of the Maserati here with Coyne and Frank. This is good though. He didn't really slow me up this lap, so the Maserati should actually, he might actually catch these two in front and slow them down for me, so we'll see how this works out. Yeah, the cars look similar. That car is much lighter than mine, though, and that's why should be faster pretty much everywhere. He's got a little more power, and then he's much lighter than this Daytona that we're driving. Close up quite a lot in the entry, but I'm a little shallower to it. I find the best way for this car to get through this corner is a diamond like that, where we use the banking to help us get around. There we go. 155.4. I mean, I'm doing the lap times that I wanted to do, so I'm just going to stick to it and see what happens. This is great. I'm so excited to see that the start went well. I had a little worry about, somebody didn't read the procedure or something, but everybody did a good job, and that's why it's tough to get races with a lot of like-minded folks together. And SROL does a really good job at that, I think. The racing is always really good, and I'm happy they've branched out a little bit and doing more than just the Goodwood for classic stuff. All right, this is a pretty good lap so far. I'm 2/10 off my qualifying time right now. I've got a lot more fuel, but the tires have woken up finally, and the car is getting just that little bit lighter, so it's actually it's handling quite nice in the moment. A little bit wide there. It's all right. All right, take stock of things here now that we're into the race a little bit. So I'm 16th out of 38. Started, what, 17th? So I've only gained a spot. But it was a little more dramatic than that. 10 laps into the race. Should go at least another 20 laps before we make pit for some tires. We'll see how the car feels. I'm going to stay out as long as I can. .55.2, improving a little bit. Would have been so hard to do back in the day. I mean, without electronics at all, you don't really know your lap times while you're driving. You'd have to come around the next lap. The crew might show you. They didn't really put lap times on the pit board, though, like you'd see in sims and stuff. They just put, like, the lap number, or probably wouldn't even show a pit board for you most laps, just to pit in when you needed to pit in. So you kind of were on your own and just tried to make speed where you could. It seemed like the fastest cars were doing 148s in the top class during qualifying. I'm sure they're a little slower than that in the race. And my class, I was right about near the quickest. I guess technically we had a car doing 153s, but I don't think I could go much faster than like a high 153 in this car. If I did perfect laps. Put down to second gear here. Downshifting is really important in this. If you don't get it down into the right gear, the engine's not slowing the car down enough, and you'll just miss your braking zone. Even if you brake at the same place with the same pressure, the engine shifting is just as important as getting on the brakes. I'm not sure with the slower class. I think the fastest cars in the slower class were doing like 156s. All right, it looks like Zamfir's caught up to Coin in front. Right out to the wall. Yeah, that 906 is rapid through the final corner, so it's just both of us are going to have trouble passing anywhere. We're just much faster on the straight, but we got to be close enough to do it. Still doing low 155, so I'm just going to try to rein that time in as much as I can. Catching the Maserati always through the S's here. Quite quick here. That's all throttle balance too. Just to get it out of the corner, it's kind of set the wheel and then use the throttle to control the oversteer. Frank and Coin up here are having a great race. I'd love to get up to them. It's a shame I went off the track there a little earlier because I probably lost just about this much time with them. Yeah, I imagine we will see some lapped cars as we get deeper into the race here. Probably only once or twice. I don't imagine we'll lap anybody too many times. Probably just once. Oh, thank you, Drebin. Welcome. All right, still bettering my time each lap. That's what I want to see. It's almost near the 154s now. This is the fuel entirely right now. The fuel's burning off. A little bit hot there. It's all right. Hop the curb a little bit, get off the line, try to get back on it. Sacrifice a little bit to that right-hander. All right, we're back on line. So what's going to happen here is the fuel's going to continue burning off, and I'll should hopefully keep getting faster and faster. And then suddenly the tires are just going to give up, and I'm going to lose a lot of time, and that's when I need to pit. But I would love to not pit. I don't know if anybody else is going to pit. We'll have to see how this goes. Remember, yesterday I was talking to some folks, and it didn't seem like many folks were going to pit. So I'm worried that we'll be the only ones to pit and going to lose a ton of time. And right now we've got at least the 5 cars behind me are within 10 seconds. So I'm going to lose all those spots. We'll see how it continues. I think I need at least 20 seconds on somebody to not get past. And I got a P4 behind me suddenly. Very much the Nino Vaccarella paint scheme coming up. So that must be the P4 that spun earlier on with Jimmy. Locked up the tires just a bit there. It's all right. I maybe got to try a wider entry here. All right, this P4 is going to be a lot faster than me, but we just got to figure out a place where I don't lose a ton of time letting him by. Looks like he's prepared to stay behind me for the S's. He might regret that decision. That car is going to be mighty quick through here. Tight. I don't want him to think I'm giving him the inside there. Nor here. He's going to have to get me on the straight at this point, or up into the top of the hill here. Just looking towards the inside. It'd be better for him to go around the outside or the other way, but all right. There he goes. Shouldn't lose too much time here. To the top of the hill. Ooh, a little bit of damage on that thing. That beautiful, beautiful car. There's definitely some coming together, maybe with Jimmy there. I don't know. I saw him spin behind me earlier too, so he's been having a rough race so far. That's the nice part about Riverside. Plenty of time to take a sip while you're on the straight. Oh, the Maserati overshot the corner a ton there. A big whack to the wall. That'll definitely damage the car. The damage is on a lighter setting, so it'd probably get away with it, but you do that a couple times and it's going to affect the handling quite a bit. The inside curb a little bit there. It's all right. Oh, yellow flag. I saw a yellow flag for just a moment. Oh, I can see a slower car way up there. hear that Nissan again. So it looks like the Nissan's actually closer to us now. Coyne and Frank got ahead of the Nissan in front. Maserati's catching them. Still, Gavin's holding on to me from behind, but not gaining or losing time. It's just kind of sitting station like I am with this group in front. I think I'm losing a little bit of time to them. This car is a handful, though. All right, 15 laps in, quarter distance already. This race is, for me, is going to go by so fast. Try a little bit of a wider line here. See if I can carry just that little bit more speed. I'm just worried I'm going to slide up into the wall. And that wall, you saw it during qualifying when I hit it. It kind of grabs you, and there's a little ditch almost. You don't just bounce off of it, so it's best to not hit anything, of course. All right, the Ferrari is catching up to the Maserati, but not as quick as I would think. They're going to have an interesting time working with each other. Then that group in front solidifying a little. We'll see if they start racing, and maybe I can catch up, but they're fast. I'm definitely driving as quickly as I can right now. Can see Nick Ryan behind me. That's another one of my teammate, basically, another Daytona. That's the real comparison. All right, there goes the Ferrari on the Maserati in front. On the exit a little bit. All right, 55 flat. See a lot of cars up there. We might actually be catching some lap traffic. We'll have to see. This could make things a bit interesting. I would not anticipate catching traffic this early, but it seems like too many cars for it to just be positions. There's a lot of sliding there. I guess it is, man. Phil Baldwin's coming up behind, so we're going to start getting some of the GT40s and stuff coming up behind me too. It looks like Phil's in the lead. I'm surprised by that. Gaston's been so quick through all the practicing and everything all week. Phil's not a slouch at all either, but so we're going to get past here soon. I think we got some lap traffic in front too, so it's all going to get very, very interesting for a little while. We got some cars sideways and stuff in front. One very slow Cobra, I think. See if we can sneak up the inside there. Ugh, it's uncomfortable. All right, this is the lap traffic then. It's really just like not easy to pass anywhere. Unless they let you by, you're really just kind of stuck here. So this is what it's like for the faster cars trying to get around the slower ones. It's just not really possible. Might be able to do it up here if he slides a little bit wide. I can stick my nose in. Yeah, he does. So I'll slide my nose in here. Get up the inside. Hopefully he sees me. There we go. He'll maybe over under, but he's not fast enough coming out. So there we go. Get around Robert there. Lost a lot of time in the S's though. There's just nothing you can do about it. If you tried to force something, it wouldn't work out for anybody. Car sideways in front. That was an interesting rejoin there. Car all off in the sand. Who's that? Sylv? It looked like Matthew here. I'm going to slide up the inside as we get into the kink. That looked like an interesting rejoin. I don't know what the story was there. All right. Full rear view mirror of a Mark 1. But he's not going to be able to get by me here. Looks like Coin gets held up with this Jag in front, this E-Type. Oh, I'm going to get stuffed in behind him. Oh. Just a little too eager on the throttle there, but whoa. Oh boy. That was lucky that I chose the right direction there. I thought he might have kept spinning and coming in front of me there, and I almost tried to go to the left, which would have ended very poorly. Well, all right. That'll wake you up. Still sitting sideways in the track up there. All right, we're already getting into 1/3 into the race. Still sitting 17th. I mean, I'm right where I started, basically. But I guess it shows everybody qualified where they were supposed to, more or less. Car in the pits might be that car that spun. Maybe getting a tow back to the pits. We got Phil behind me now. 2 seconds off. They'll probably catch me on this lap, I would imagine. You can see him back there. A wheel spin. I'll jump right to the right. I want to let him know that he's got the inside, so I'll just really stay on the right side there. I don't want to wait till the middle of the straight like my normal line to fade over. Just make it clear that, yeah, you got the inside, bud. He takes it. Really don't even lose time there. That's like the best way for that to work out for me. Because Gavin is still 3 seconds behind me. He's right there. Oh, another spin in front. All right, Matthew having some issues here as we're getting in the going. All right, but he's able to get back on the track. He's right behind me now, though. So we'll have to deal with that all over again. Up to 16th for now. I know. Phil's very quick. He's always racing with this group, too. And it's not just that he's in a quicker car. Phil is, like, very quick. There are some really, really quick drivers in this race that I would never have a chance of keeping up with. They're just on another level. So I'll choose a slower car so that it's not as apparent. Looks like Phil gets around Coyne as well. Coyne's just that much quicker than me, maybe a tenth a lap or something, so he's just able to stay in front. Slide it into the corner just a little bit. Tires still feel really good. No sign of real grip loss yet or anything. Almost overdid it that time there. Car gets really light coming over the hill, so you can't really use the brakes as much as you want to because you lock them up. The tires aren't gripping the road as much because you're kind of in the air, so it's very easy to lock the brakes up coming over that hill. That's what makes that tough. Oh, car off the road here. It's the Nissan. I'm going to scoot in front, but they're going to be right behind me in the straight. So it's Angela slides off the road. So that's for position. That's for position and class as well. And I should be quicker down this straight than Angela, so I'm going to pull out a little bit. All right, Drew's in the pits. I think that's just a DNF car or something. So, all right. Oh, my first 154 finally. I still feel fast though. It's like no need to pit at the moment. I'm gonna go. I want to go pretty much as far as I can until I feel like I need to pit. Another car spun off. It's the Maserati 151 in the dust. So we'll get that spot as well. All right, there's starting to be some little mistakes and stuff here and there. Maybe just attrition through fatigue, or the cars get harder to drive as we get deeper into this, so that's good. Good for me anyway. So up to 14th now. Yeah, I talked about the strategy before the race, but I don't need to take fuel at all. We took full fuel because fuel takes quite a while to do in the pit lane. And so if we pit, when we pit, it's just going to be for tires to keep the pit stop as short as possible. But I would love to make it the whole way without pitting. And if the tires feel good, I'm not going to pit. But as soon as I feel like I can't make the laps anymore, then we're going to jump in the pits, take 4 tires. And see what happens. I mean, I've still got quite a few cars within that 20-second buffer, and I'm going to lose a lot of time if I pit. So I really would like to not. We'll see. Chasing Coyne in front here. He's in a Porsche 906, really wall riding around the final corner at Riverside. It's like a reverse oval. It's so cool. A little bit of a 4-wheel drift coming out. Don't really want to do that. It's going to eat up the tires. It's another 155 flat. It feels like as fast as I can go right now. Just got to slow down in time. All right, Matthew's catching back up to me. So is Angela, the two that I passed because of the spin. So I might have to contend with that in a minute. Nothing I can do about them being quicker, though. If they're quicker, they'll find their way around, and then maybe they'll have to pit or something. I have no idea. This is so much fun. It doesn't just look it. These cars are perfect around this track. It's the reason I chose this track to do the video I did about them. But it's also just one of my favorite tracks in Assetto Corsa. It's built incredibly well. Like, I can't, obviously this track's not laser scanned. I can't think of a way to improve it, though. It just looks exactly like the real thing. So for all intents and purposes, it's the de facto real Riverside. It's got great texture on the road and stuff. 154.7 that time. Still sitting 14th. Trying to pull in Coin here, but I think he's matching me lap for lap. A little bit wide through the first corner. Lost a half a second with that line in turn one. All right, Coin gets around a slower car. Yellow flag again coming up over the hill. Oh, there it is, Chevron. This car looks like it's down a lap anyway. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not laser scan because there is no way to do that, of course. All right, car in front jumps to the outside. It's going to let me in. Put it this way, I recently reinstalled the Assetto Corsa when I upgraded my computer and everything, and this is one of the only tracks I have on it right now. There's a lot of other great tracks out there, but this was like the first thing I wanted to install when I reset everything, so it's just a favorite. We got NB in front. There we go. That was about as perfect as I can do that corner. Felt really nice, rock solid. See if I can get around the inside. Yeah, NB lets off there. It's going to give me the line. I'm a little narrow to this corner. Trying to keep it out of the dirt. Whew. We're all right. We're all good. Hopefully that's not the tires starting to give up on me. We are 25 laps in. So we're 5 laps away from the window where would be the earliest I would want to pit. Wow. Phil in the lead in the Mark II GT40 passed me how many laps ago, and we have not seen second place yet. He's got a monster lead up there. All right, Angela is really getting close to me now. I don't know what happened to Michael in the GT40 Mark I that was back there, but looks like we might have to duke it out with the Nissan here in a minute. I did not get the turn in there. This is where the Nissan's going to be a lot quicker, is just through this twisty stuff, and need to do as best I can. Wow, really closed up right behind me now. Park it on the apex. Yeah, she's going to be a lot quicker up the hill here. Or into this long sweeper on the right. Oh, 289 off the track in front. I got some more dust in front of them. Might have been coin maybe, because I've gained a lot on coin suddenly. All right, Angela really pulled it in there, but wasn't able to get around me. And I should pull away on the straight with the power. It's really my one key attribute that makes this car competitive, is the power. I really don't want to pit. I'm going to see how far this car can get, because pitting is going to absolutely kill my finishing position. Hitting the dirt there was not good. Here comes Angela again. Yellow flag in front here. A lot of smoke and stuff. I think it's Frank, the Bizzarini. Angela's closed up right behind on my bumper. She's going to get a much better acceleration. No, didn't. I'm surprised I slid the car quite a lot there. Sliding out wide, though. Angela's going to get up the inside. All right, we got this Lotus in front, the JPS Lotus. I'm gonna give her the spot. I mean, this is for class position. If she finds her way around, that was nice. JG Hill had his little directional on. All right, I think Frank and Coin are back at it. Coin got around Frank, so Frank's in front with the Bizzarini. Got a blue flag. I think second place is coming up behind me. Finally. It's like 15 laps later or something. There comes the Nissan. It's just so much faster through parts of the circuit than I am, but I have the top speed, at least on this track. Wasn't able to get the car to rotate like I wanted. There comes the Nissan up the inside. Oh, the engine noise. But I got the power. This is the race. This is what I signed up for. Having the inside here is too. If she had the inside, that would not work out for me. All right, we're catching this little 904. I'm going to catch him right at the kink, maybe just before it. All right, that's my best lap again, somehow. Just keep it up. I feel like I might be reeling in Frank just a little bit here. Maybe his tires are giving up the goat. I still feel like I just set my best lap, so clearly my tires are fine. I don't feel like they're quite as good as they were, but I'm burning off so much fuel that it's doing all right. So this is the deal. As long as I can stay doing 56s, which I've been doing 55s, 54s, if I can stay doing 56s, pitting is not going to work out for me. So that's really my line. It's the Nissan's looking up the inside again. She's not quite as close this time. We got the leaders, or second place, coming up behind as well. Ugh. She locked him up there. Scoot around the outside a bit fast. Maserati off in front. Oh, she spun. Oh, no. Hope I didn't cause any of that. I think she just got into a bad line there, maybe. All right, here comes second. Lars, I see you. Flashing the lights at me. Should be much quicker through this final corner. That's Steve Lepson in the other Maserati there that, I guess we're going to race another Maserati now. As soon as I can't get into or stay in the 56s, that's when I'll pit. Ugh. That's not good. Little kiss on the wall. It's the Riverside stripe, as they call it. Steve gave him the space there. I almost slid sideways. Just let Steve know I'm here. Had a good race with Steve at Goodwood this past year with the Goodwood event we did. But he was very quick in that Mustang there. Oh, I got a little bit of a run on him, but that acceleration in the Maserati is just even better than what I've got. So it's like I'm the Nissan in this in this fight with his car. It's the same deal. Just a lot of coasting through this corner, which I think is the best way to get through it. Steve's out a little bit wide, but he's going to have a monster acceleration on the straight, even though I took that much better. Whoa. Good thing he went to the inside there, but there he goes. Trying to get in the slipstream. Come on. Fighting for 13th overall. He's not in my class, but he's in my way, so. Oh, the GT40 in second hits the wall there. Lars up, sliding. I think he maybe locked up the rears coming into the corner or something. That's second place in the race, though. Steve lights him up. That car, the cool thing about it is that Maserati is, you can light up the tires like anywhere that you want. This car is still a much more sedate than the Maserati is. Even with how spinny you can get this one. Definitely have to tiptoe the Maserati a little bit more than the Daytona here. right out to the dirt. Got Nate Lupson behind me now. Organizer of the event, I'd say it's going quite well for him. Third place, chasing Lars. Lars, big mistake there, so Nate might be able to catch up to him now. And in case you're wondering, Nate, or Steve, is Nate's father, which I think is the coolest thing. Sim race with your dad, that's really cool. All right, he should be able to out-accelerate me down the straight here. There he goes. Beautiful Mark 1 GT40. That's the rear slide a bit. He's just showing off. That was nice. Thank you, Nate. Yes, Daddy loves it. Now father and son race together. Nate's trying to put a lap on his father. Oh, his dad blocks him a little bit. Not really. It's just not a place where you can really get around. Nate's gonna slide up the inside here, man. That's nice of Steve. Definitely let him have that. I wouldn't have been that nice. Nate really ran it deep into the top of the hill, but that GT40 with its low slung chassis just grips up so well. Steve's having a difficult time accelerating there. I'm gonna get alongside of him, but I'm on the bad part of the track as we head up to the top of the hill here, down to second gear. Just don't overdo it, it's really easy to do. I might be able to over-under him. He's got more power though. He's gonna just out-accelerate me. Unless he doesn't get grip and spins the tires. Oh, maybe he's having a difficult time there with those tires. A little bit of a tank slapper on the exit. I got a clear track behind me. 5 seconds up on Matthew. Matthew's coming back on with that Mark 1. With 5 seconds, it'll take him a few laps to get up here. If he does. Steve's a little bit slow at accelerating initially. I think he's having some trouble with the wheel spin. We're catching a GTO as well. I think Ariana here is actually in VR, which this would be a long race. Oh, they're going to the pits as well. All right, we're over halfway. It snuck up on me. We're over halfway. We're still on the original set of tires. I just did a 156 flat, even with all that squabbling there. So basically, we're staying out on the track unless I can't keep up the pace because the tires are giving up. If I fall off at some point, we're going to jump in the pits for 4 freshies, but I'd really like to not. But based on my testing yesterday, I had a really tough time staying on track for the final few laps, but maybe I've treated my tires a bit better today, so we'll see. Maybe the track's a little more rubbered in because there's more cars running. I have no idea how that works. So we'll just take it as it comes. Steve, once again, a little bit slow on the accelerator there, but ultimately has more power than me, so works out for him. We'll come over the top of the hill. He's fast there. He's going to slide out into the dirt just barely. He's going to pull back on quite quickly, but I'll take the spot at least for now. I don't think I'll be far enough ahead though once we get back to the straight. He's gonna be able to overtake me again, but I'm up to 13th momentarily. Down a second. It was a little hot coming into this, but I got it slowed down. Really wide. Steve's gonna slide up the inside. Nope. Not able to get there. I'll get onto the straight though. He's gonna outpower me. This is great. This is what I wanted today. I've been dying to do a race like this for a while. That's just the beauty of classic sports car racing is you all got different stuff and you got to make it work. You got to make what you've got work for you. Oh, big sideways there, Steve. Hold on to her. It's built like a wedge for a reason. car just grip up a little bit before I can nail that accelerator for the front stretch. Come on. Oh, he's very slow there. It's not really a place to get around. I almost made contact. It's a little difficult. There's a little bit of warping in general. I think there's so many folks on the server and stuff. So it's tough to get really close. Oh, Steve, no! Wow, I came back across too. Luckily got in front of him, but that's a shame. All right, that's the second Maserati today we've seen kind of eat itself out here. So we're catching up to Victor Brill now. Victor Brill. All right, Matthew and Angela once again racing with each other, so I hope they keep each other occupied behind me so I don't have to fight with them, but I have a feeling I'm going to be seeing at least one of them again. All right, on the straight, I should be able to pull on the E-Type here. It's going to be right at the kink, too. Just get him. Ugh, that's uncomfortable. Oh, he's right next to me. If we can get onto the front stretch without losing the spot, I should be able to pull away. Little bump draft there, thanks. Whoa. Oh, yellow flag again here. All right, 35 laps in. Tires still feel good. I'm really hoping I can stay out the whole race. Maybe a couple of the guys in front will have to pit or something, and I can just gain that track time. As long as I can keep it on the track in a reasonable pace at the end, I'll be able to benefit of that. As Victor is right on me here. Gonna try to come up the inside, I think. Really need that straightaway again. It's even with lap cars. I mean, obviously I've pulled a whole lap on them, so I'm quicker, but it's where I'm quicker, and it makes it really tricky to get around. All right, so 35 laps in. I got 60 liters of fuel left. I started with like 126, so we're good on fuel. No issues there. I'll have a few extra liters at the end, which is good. So now it's just all about that tire wear. I got Frank in front of me here. That car that you can see in the oval, that is the car I'm chasing for position. It's Frank in the Bizzarini. He's been pretty quick, though. I think on pace alone, I'm not going to be able to get up to him. But he's been off the track a couple times, so who knows? Maybe not his own doing. I have no idea what's been going on. Still gripping up perfectly, though. The car feels actually quite nice right now. Yellow flag here. Got a car off the road ahead a little ways. You hear the Nissan back there screaming in the way. little slow this time coming through the right-hander. That's a really easy corner just to outbrake yourself on, and because it's always turning, you don't really have anywhere to really slow it down. Good. I feel good right now. I'm not too tired or anything yet. Considering, I mean, drove for like an hour before the race even started, so it's a lot of driving in one day. We're definitely getting into the second half of this one. Little smoke in front. Might be a couple of the lap cars. I'm catching one of the other Daytonas, actually. Looks like Tim put him a lap down, sitting in 25th right now. Runs really wide there. Hopefully he'll let his teammate car by. Got the Corvette in front as well to find a way around. Look at the rear lights. What are they doing with the rear end of that thing? Like a spider. All right, he lets me by the inside. Whoa, a lot of American muscle in one spot. You can see how rolly this car is. It's a very soft suspension. It's high. Compared to the other cars, it's pretty high off the ground. Able to out accelerate him, so I have the position now. Should be able to stay in front. Right out to the wall. What are we doing for laps here? Still mid 55s. I mean, I don't think we're going to be pitting today unless things really fall off, which they might. Even if I jump into the 56s, I still will lose more time pitting then. But if I'm in the 57s and I can't really keep up the consistency, then that's where it'll make sense to pit. Beautiful 250 GTO in front. Love that car. It's easy to cut that a bit too much. You gotta, it's harder than it looks, the kink there, especially in a car like this. Whoa, car behind. I think he used me as a braking marker. I think he kept it off the wall though, but it was close. I think this was an even better lap than the last one. 55.3. Pretty much been doing the same laps the whole race. As the fuel burns, the tires wear, so it kind of equals itself out. of an extra slide there. It's definitely getting a little slicker, but try to keep the pace up. Blue flag again. What do we got? Looks like Martin Bear coming up. That's going to be the Jags. The Jags in fourth. We've got 4 GT40s up front, and the Jags the first other car. So I wonder what happened to Gaston and everybody. Oh, Frank. He went off just a little bit there. He was able to get back on the track pretty quickly, so. But I pulled in maybe a few seconds on him. And now we've got Bear in the mirror with Angela and Matthew right behind him. Still tussling along. We got a hardtop Cobra in front, 289. Just try not to slide the car too much. I'm sitting 13th right now. I'd love a top 10 in this, but a few things are going to have to go my way for that to happen. Because on pace, I definitely not going to be able to catch these guys unless they really start slowing down. It's just not gripping quite like it was. All right, there's Martin. Really let me know he's there, my God. Go up the inside. Oh, he's not gonna. Interesting. Thought he would dive. He's gonna get me on the exit. Listen to that thing. It's the XJ13, never really ran. It's just a test bed of supposed to be Jag's triumphant return to Le Mans in the late 60s. Really messed up the entry to the backstretch there. Matthew and Angela are not far off now. They're definitely quicker than me. Yeah, grip is definitely not linear to the tire wear, so each percentage doesn't mean I have 1% less grip. It's just, I think there's like an S curve with the actual grip that the tire produces. And yeah, so it's a question of when does the tire become too worn to produce grip. It's definitely feeling worn. Just these last couple of laps, I'm having a difficult time. This lap doesn't really count for pace just because I got passed, but I still did a 56. Unless I'm in the 57s, again, it's not going to make sense for me to pit just because I'll lose so much time there. Almost spun out. Oh, we got a lot of smoke. Get around Frank there. My God. I think that was Oscar with him. We can finally see the GP Laps car. Whoa, that was scary. Oh, Matthew lost a lot of time there. Maybe it was just Angela the whole time in my mirror. That was pretty frightening. Angela runs a little deep. This is like a repeat of a dozen laps ago. Oscar really outrunning that car to be 24th right now. It's a slow car for this set. Oscar's going to be hard to get around here, though, because I know he's going to be doing really well through the twisty stuff. I've got him on the straight, but I got to be close enough to do it. We're 2/3 of the way through the race, though. Sitting 12th now because Frank spun. Trying to get around Oscar here. I got Angela right behind me in the Nissan. She's very quick. Yeah, just like I thought, Oscar's on the money through this section. But if I can be this close as we get onto the straight, Angela dips up the inside. That's a good move. She has been behind me enough laps to know that that was where I can't quite keep up with her. All right, I got to stay with her, though. As long as I'm close, I should be able to get her back on the straight. Oscar lights him up just a little bit coming into the long left-hander. Got Frank behind me as well. It's going to get real busy here for a few laps. Palmer's not too far behind. We got a couple other cars back there too. She's pulling away just a little bit, but I should be able to make something happen down the straight. She's gonna dive up the inside of Oscar. She's too far ahead of me. That little edge I had on the tires was all she needed to now be able to get in front of me. It's a bit awkward for those two. Downshifts on that car. Sounds like a walkie-talkie. I really got to get around Oscar this lap. It's going to quickly turn into a four-way battle here. As long as I can stay close as we get onto the backstretch, I should be able to do it. Oh, Angela ran it real deep there. Here comes Frank behind me. Lighting him up a lot, really pushing the brakes, pushing the braking zones. It's good. I just wanted to follow Oscar for a few laps so y'all could see that car. That's such a great exit there. This is going to be difficult. I'm probably going to catch him right at the kink. Come on. There we go. Angela really slides it in to the final corner here. Oscar's going to get alongside, maybe be able to out-drag him down to the S's, though. Yeah. Took a very narrow entry there. Going to run me a bit wide. Tires are not holding like they were. Oh, Angela goes for a spin. Seemed like she was really pushing hard. Oscar's going to actually have quite a bit. I think Palmer just went spinning behind me. Oscar's right there. go for the dive up the inside. I'm going to get lapped for the second time here by Phil. Man, Oscar, you were always tricky. All right, there we go. I'll have him a lot sooner this time, so hopefully I can break away a bit, even though he's going to be quicker through the final corner than me. Let's see him lunge. Making a mess of that a little bit. Oscar and Phil side by side now. I like racing Oscar because he races really fair, but he's never going to give you anything. But as long as you actually race cleanly, it'll be a good fight, even if it's for lapping or anything. Well within his right. He's racing his class. He doesn't want to give up any time, nor do I. I'm not going to make it hard for Phil, but I'm not going to slow down and give it to him either, Phil's got a heck of a lead, though. I don't think he has to worry about too much. This is also going to shorten the race for me, which ultimately helps on the tires thing as well. All right, I'll give him the right side. Perfect. Fly by. No one gets slowed down. Oscar's having flashbacks. Hey, that was a long time ago now. Yeah, I mean, this is why this is really cool to do compared to racing AI, but how often can you do this is my problem. And why I think AI is worth working on in Sims, because although you can absolutely have amazing online races, I could only do this maybe 6 or 7 times this year. Or if you're looking for stuff, maybe you can do it every weekend or something. But if I just want to sit down on a random night, I can't get racing like this with AI, and I'd love for it to be like that. It can be, I know it can be so much better than it is. Yellow flag up here. Just a isolated incident. All right, I'm starting to feel it now a little bit. Still going good. Well, I guess we're going to be racing to lap 60, so we got like 14 laps to go, since I'm 2 laps down now to the leaders. A little hot there. Come on. Don't go off. Tires are really giving it up, but I'm still doing the lap times. That's all that matters. I can't afford to stop for, the whole pit stop process is easily going to take me 25 seconds. That's a lot of time to lose. So as long as I don't lose 25 seconds by staying out, it's better to stay out, even if it's harder. If I lose a couple spots because of the tires, I'm still going to save having lost maybe 10 spots because of it. I really got some clear track here, though. I don't know who's in front of me now because I've gotten around a lot of the folks I've been chasing this whole race. And I actually have quite a few seconds on. It's Gavin behind me now, so I've got 8 seconds there, which is good. Good for me. slightly earlier and harder here this time. Just make sure I don't run off the track. It's the easiest place to run off. I did it once already. Try to avoid doing it a second time. I don't think that really cost me anything, luckily. I'm ultimately kind of back to where I was. The only person in front that I possibly could have had a shot at, I think, was Coin, but maybe they're the one I'm chasing now. Just got a lot of lap cars in the way. Some of the cars are much better on tires, like the 906, which Coin's driving. It's such a light car, it really just doesn't wear the tires as much. So some of the other cars for sure will be in pain without changing tires, but a few of them, it's not an issue to go this whole race with the same set. This car really needs to pit, but I'm gonna try to make it without it. We'll see if it can happen. Still doing the laps. The left rear is really hurting now. You can see it's 37%. I just can't get that turn, and I slide wide, just plow the front. But I think that lap was still good enough. Should try to drive real precise. I've got the gap behind me unless I make a big mistake, I think. I'm pretty good. I wish I'd thought of that. We were going to go a couple laps down because I would have taken less fuel. I'm probably going to have like 10 liters left at the end of this thing at least, which that could make a little bit of a difference in the tire wear. You saw how slow this car was at the first couple of laps while it was so heavy. Whoa, car backwards up here. They're going to spin around. That's that Corvette. Oh, Kringle, you're just the gift giver today. Welcome, Martin. Thank you, Kringle. There's a whole lot of people watching this today. I appreciate that. It's kind of these random events, but they're a lot of fun, and I hope it's fun to watch. We're deep in the race now. If you're just jumping in, we got about 12 laps to go officially, or 12 laps to go with the fact that I'm a couple laps down. I'm in the second class out of 3 classes today. And I'm not sure if I'm leading class. I think there might be at least one car in front of me that's in my same class, but we're trying to make it to the end on this set of tires that I started the race with. I've got 35% of my left rear tire left, according to Assetto Corsa here, and it's getting awful slick, but I'm just trying to stay on the road and do the fastest laps I can, because if I pit, I'm going to lose quite a lot of time. Of course, try not to make a mistake or anything. We got another yellow flag here. Definitely getting to that point in the race where, I mean, I may do it too. It's just easy to have a little incident here and there. This is just a one-off race today with the SROL group, but I think they're going to be doing some more races this season. All different types of racing, though. It's not going to be, there might be more with these cars, but there's definitely going to be other stuff. And I will absolutely try to take part if I'm around for anything. Maybe I'll try also if they do something with modern cars. Maybe I'll try it. Be something a little different for once. But this is exactly what I want to be doing with sim racing. This type of race in these types of cars, and it's just everything I enjoy. Especially nice after last weekend's rally was really difficult, and it did not go at all like I was hoping it would go. It was very disappointing. So it's fun to just jump in and do something that's pure fun. Just get back into the groove a little bit. That was nice. All right, 10 laps to go, 11 laps to go probably for me. I don't think I'll get lapped again. So will my tires last? Down to 33% on the left rear. Catching up to this hardtop 289. Oh, he's gonna let me through there. That's a tricky spot, but it worked. Whew. Oh, Jimmy's having a good race. I've seen him a couple times. Unfortunately, I went off the track. I think my only time today going off the track was when he came up behind me. I don't think the left rear is going to pop. It's just going to get real slick. That was a little fast. Come on, come on. Like a pro. Like a pro. Kept it on the track and everything. Whew. All right. Tires are getting real slick now. Can't do stuff like that. Let's keep it together. We don't got too much race left. Getting kind of cloudy here as well. Man, how good does Assetto Corsa look for a game that's a decade old at this point? I think it looks better than most newer games. Yeah, this car feels so different from the start of the race. It's a lot slidier, especially in the front end as you try to corner in. It just doesn't bite like it did earlier in the race. So it's hard to put a lot of lateral load into the car and get it to actually turn. You just end up understeering a lot. And then you get on the power, and it's got no grip in the rear either. So it really wants to swap ends. It's just a test of patience and throttle application. Got another little yellow flag there. I don't know what that was for. Sitting 12. I don't know who's in front of me, but they must be pretty far up the road. All right, a little less dramatic this time through here. I did go off the track last time, but barely. Yeah, I'm only using like 2 apps with the Assetto Corsa. The one with my gear on it and the tire wear and all that is called Sidekick, and I think that's one of the real popular ones. But it gives you, I think, everything you need for an online race. And then I've also got this Standings, which is, gosh, I forget the name of that app. Substanding is what it's called. That has a bunch of different modes and settings and stuff. But I have it on their relative feature, so it gives you the standings. I think that's all you really need for something like this. Of course, the virtual mirror, make sure I can see other folks, and just my steering wheel and all of you watching. Perfect way to spend a Saturday, I think. Doesn't look like there's going to be much racing in Daytona this weekend, unfortunately, so something else, I guess. There's Bathurst going on right now, I know. Try to catch some of that later. So a lot of racing kicking off for the season. This will be the first of hopefully many races that I do this year of just kind of random stuff, mostly historic. Of course, the rallying as well. And I'm gonna try to get back into making videos. I haven't made many videos. I just honestly haven't felt like it. But at some point, I'll definitely make more videos about something. the blue flag again here. Should be second place coming up behind me. No, it's fifth. I'm still like, it feels terrible driving this car right now, and it's a little scary, but I'm still doing the lap times that it doesn't make sense for me to pit. There's no way I get back 20 seconds in the last 10 laps of this race. So we're going all the way, and I hope I don't regret that decision. But we've passed the point where pitting made sense. I just don't think I was going to be that much faster if I pit. Still doing 155s, barely. Almost 156, but just 26% on that left rear. I hope it stays nice and inflated for me. Car always scares me coming over that hill. It just gets so light. It wants to spin out, swap ends. All right, we got Nino coming up behind again. Yeah, so blipping the throttle, that's what I'm doing when a downshift hit the gas there. You got to do it in these types of cars, or else you'll lock the rear axle and spin out. So what you're doing is getting the RPM of the engine higher so that the gear that it goes in, that it matches the gear that it goes in. Because when you shift down from like fourth to third, you're going to be doing so many more RPM in third gear. So you got to kick the throttle, get that RPM up so that it matches and doesn't lock up the rear tires. So if you find yourself going into corners and spinning out a lot with the downshifts, it's because you got to blip more. It also helps. I aggressively downshift in this car because using the engine to slow the car down really, really helps. It's got some skid marks and smoke and stuff. I think one of the slower cars in front had a little bit of an issue. See, that is exactly what the car is not doing anymore. I just could not make that corner. Luckily, there's a little extra tarmac to help me out. Big bump there. Just gotta make sure I don't send it into the corner too hard. That's what's gonna get me into trouble. I can manage the oversteer coming out. It's getting into the corner that I gotta be careful about. All right, Alexander's right here. I don't know if he's gonna go for it. He might. Oh, a car in front jumps off the track. Alexander didn't go for it. I gave it to him though. If he's gonna go around me, I'd like him to go up the inside here, but he's not gonna. He'll get me on the straight then. Got Joe coming up behind. All right, Alexander, it'd be lovely if you passed me before the kink, but it doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. He lets off. It's going to stack up Joe behind us as well. They'll probably get me here. The Ferrari's right next to me. Oh, where did it go? Joe gets around me on the outside. Did the Ferrari must have pit? That was weird. He just disappeared. All right, that was a little awkward. I lost a bit of time there, but that's all right. Still have no idea who's in front of me in 11th. I have a feeling I'm not going to find out till after the race. Oh boy, we got Jimmy behind me now. He's really trying to track Joe down, I think. Trying to get the car to rotate. It just is sliding now. Before, earlier in the race, it hit the accelerator and it would help spin the car a little bit so that I could get it to corner, but now it just slides all 4 tires. Yeah, Jimmy just got around Oscar behind me. So Jimmy's really trying to get Joe here to get down to the race. Yeah, Phil lapped everybody. So fast. It's crazy. I'm kind of happy I'm not in that class because it just would have put me to shame. Jimmy's done a good recovery, though. I mean, he was behind me at one point, so back when I was in like 17th as well. Flashing me. I'm not gonna let him by. Okay, I'll let him by. Go, go, go. Oscar's catching back up to me too because I'm sliding so much now. Tires are really beat, but I think I can stay ahead of Gavin behind, and that's really what matters. I don't know. The other way, you just think about how if I had pit, so say I pit at lap 30, got new tires, I would definitely have way more grip right now, but I would have lost so many positions, so I would have had to fight all those cars back to get back to here. I just don't think it would have happened. I'm more just rationalizing with myself that not pitting was the right decision today, but it is pretty hard to drive this thing at this point. And I'm hoping everything stays under me for the last 4 laps here. Got a 904 coming up in front of me. Whoa, the dust being kicked up there. Yeah, I just don't think I would have been fast enough if I had stopped. I mean, certainly the car would be a lot faster right now, but I'm not really fighting anybody either. Gavin's 5.5 seconds off, and as long as I stay in front of him and don't give that up because of my tires, then we're good. But it's not over yet. I mean, the car is sliding a lot. Oscar's getting closer to me. He's gained a second. A little fast there, but we'll get it slowed down. My eyes get big as you think I'm going to slide off the track. Come on. Sun's setting. It's beautiful. It's a few more laps. Not much to go now. Just got to keep it on the track. 3 more laps. This 904 in front, I'm going to catch him right before the braking zone. It's not good for the tires, but it's fun. All right, get around, NB. Whoa, car in front slides, spins. It's all right. Fades a little wide, so we should be able to get around him. NB is a lot quicker through the center part of the track. If I can just get to the straight, should be able to pull away. Catching up to Nick in the other Daytona. Passed him a little earlier in the race, so that's both other Daytonas. Showing a yellow flag right now as I come up here. It's not the ideal. I guess we're just gonna slide the last few laps around the final corner because I don't have any grip. I think that might be the quickest way around there for me right now, believe it or not. It would be harder for me to keep the car straight than just to commit to the slide and do it. We only need a couple more laps. Yeah, we're racing on little blocks of ice now, but Gavin's catching me, but as long as I don't throw it off the road here, I should be able to stay in front of him. We got a car off the road in front. Not ideal, as Cobra is going to let me by on the inside. It's all right. All right, we'll come to the line. I think it's going to be the last lap we'll start. The sun's getting real low in the sky there. It'd be cool to do like a proper endurance race here where the sun actually sets and stuff. It'd be real dark. All right, we'll come across the line though. I believe this is the final lap, but I guess we'll see when we come by the next time. Taking it nice and easy, just trying the car on the road. It is not feeling very good. Gavin's 4 seconds off. You see this? I have no grip. The car is just sliding. I think we can say that I don't have any tires left. That 17% might as well be 0 because it's just it's so slidey. Oscar is right there, but he's not going to be able to get me. Just one more real difficult corner here. Over the top of the hill, nice and easy off, onto the brakes. Down a second gear, use the engine a lot through this one. Keep it nice and tidy on the inside, just wait for it, there it is. Get it around, let the rear end hang out just a little bit. Get her onto the straight. Final time here down the backstretch at Riverside. I don't know where I'm finishing in class, but I'm real happy with how the race went. I wish I didn't go off the track there in like the 3rd lap or whatever it was, but I don't think it really cost me that much in the end. And otherwise, I'm pretty happy with how the race went. I had to avoid a few things along the way, but mostly clean. Slide around the final corner. That's good. That's how I want to do the final lap. Come to the line. There it is. Checker flags on my screen on the top left. Yeah, I really thought I was going to pit today, but as that race progressed, it just didn't make sense for me to do. I think I held a good enough pace the whole time that it was not fun to race at the end, and I'm happy. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't actually side by side with somebody for the last 5 or 6 laps, because it was like racing on ice, but I made it. Tires didn't blow or anything. And man, we'll look at the results and everything here in a second, but I just had so much fun doing that. It was really fun. Real fun. Like these cars all sound nice. They all look real nice. And to get a group of drivers like this and like, wow, 600 and something of you all, that's fun. There's Gavin. Gavin did a great job. He, man, he was right behind me the entire race. He just shot it off into the dirt. There's Oscar. Do little drifts. Yeah, I'm pretty tired after that. I mean, it definitely is a lot to balance the car for 60 laps around here. I think I might have got a podium in class, but we'll have to check. I didn't see Jake Witcher ever. I think Coyne finished in front of me, so I'm not sure where I finished. There's the chevron. Everybody drove so well, and I mean, I obviously can't see everything that happened in the race. I see you all saying Jimmy's upset about something, but whoa, that scared me. I was hoping I was gonna be able to drift through the final corner, but hold on, I'll see if I can bring this up to show you all and myself the final results. See if we can make this a little bit bigger too. There we are. So I finished in 12th position. So who do we got? Phil Baldwin wins. I mean, he beat everybody by quite a lot. Ahead of Lars, Nate Lepson in 3rd. Looks like Martin Bear finishes in 4th, and the Jag Joe in 5th. Jimmy Broadbent finishes 6th, ahead of Alex, who got by me towards the end there. We got Yvonne in the Chevron, and then Jake Witcher wins my class in the 906, ahead of Coyne. Tout in the Jag, which is in the top class, and so it looks like I got a podium. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but looks like I might have squeaked out a podium in class, which I'm pretty happy about that. Ahead of Gavin, Ahmad, Matthew Palmer back there, Frantic, who battled with quite a bit. Angela, amazing racing with Angela. That was awesome. Adam back there as well. Zamfir, we saw early on. Steve Lepson, both the Maseratis. Man, that car's hard to handle. That was originally what I wanted to drive, but I just didn't know. I think I'm happy with what I ended up with here. But the Nick Ryan and the other Shelby Daytona back there in 21st ahead of Oscar, who was a challenge to pass, but it was actually really fun. Thomas Wilson back there in the Cobra as well. Victor Brill had a Evan. Tim LeBerg back there. Stefanos, NB Rain, JG Hill, Due. And we get to towards the back. Ariana had a Robert, Andrew, Silv, Arch, Andy Madel, Drew Davies, Maxim. Gaston back in 38th must have had some sort of crash or didn't start. It says 0 laps. So, wow, Gaston didn't actually race. And then John Botcher and Sam Williams didn't start as well. So I'm pretty excited or happy with how that went. I hope it was fun to watch for you all. There were so many folks in here today, which is, I think I set a new record, which is always cool to see so many folks enjoying some classic racing. But I linked the mod itself in the description, as well as the track, and specifically this version that's got so many pit stalls. I recommend trying it out if you haven't. It's a lot of fun racing around this track in these cars. It's one of my favorite combos, and yeah, I look forward to the next thing. I don't know what's next for this league, or even myself right now. I'm sure I'll be doing something again soon. There's quite a lot of different sports car races and stuff happening this year, and I think it's going to be a really fun sim racing season, I guess we'll call it. Definitely be some more rally, some more sports cars, historic and otherwise, and yeah, a lot more fun to be had. So thanks for watching. I know there's a lot more racing going on this weekend, and I appreciate everybody that tuned in today to watch. Hope you had a good time as well. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you all again next time.